Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Cabinet, friends from the business sector, officials and employees of the Philippine Star, with special mention for Jess Diaz, honorable local government officials, Senators Lauren Legarda and Jinggoy Estrada, fellow workers in government, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, really a pleasant good evening. Earlier this year, we celebrated the 25th anniversary of People Power, of millions of Filipinos flocking to the streets of Manila to overthrow an oppressive regime. We celebrated our freedom from a dark period in our history, where our hopes were trampled upon and where our right to speak was stifled. It was 5 months after that revolution when the Philippine Star was established. While it was one of many other newspapers sprouting up after the winter of oppression, to many, it was a symbol of the recovery of free speech. And today, this recovery of free speech is what we are commemorating. But today should remind us not just of the freedom of our press, our press enjoys, not just of our victories, but also of the challenges we face in the present. I know and I'm grateful for your ability to protect, to protect the public's right to voice an opinion and to guard our freedoms. I know and commend you for your ability to report with integrity the events that occur in this country. Beyond this, I am sure you are all aware, the media can also contribute to the healing of our national psyche, which has for so long been trodden upon, perhaps even coagulating into a false sense of collective insecurity. May I ask, when was the last time we stood up for flag and country against others? When was the last time we drew a line in the sand and said, I am a Filipino, we are Filipinos, and we deserve respect? This is perhaps a consequence of another cultural phenomenon, a culture of negativity. While we may have rid ourselves of an oppressive government 25 years ago, some of us still remain shackled by a mindset some would consider defeatist, where hopes are too often nipped at the bud by the shears of cynicism, and where fear and distrust sometimes overwhelm the earnestness of efforts and thus becoming self-fulfilling prophecies. Because of this negativity and perhaps because of what I call the culture of wangwang, decent Filipino workers have to think twice before filing their tax papers, as they are afraid that their money will merely pad the bank accounts of the corrupt. So it is not merely a negative attitude we are combating. It is the way many of our people see the world through a lens of negativity. They have developed a sense of despondency. This is what we are here to change. I'm here today to tell you that if you choose to do so, your publication can play a large role in this change. Let us all ask ourselves, what are we doing to uplift our fellow man? Now that we are free to speak and to say things how we see them, what efforts are we making to exercise this freedom judiciously? What responsibilities have we chosen to shoulder with this right we have regained? My administration is in the process of drafting and suggesting a freedom of information bill that we believe will balance legitimate needs for secrecy with the public's right to know. This right to know carries with it responsibilities to use the information available in context, to present facts fairly, and to be conscious of some elements who may want to use the information, not to inform the public, but to rather inflame them. We are carefully studying the details of such legislation in order to ensure that it serves the public interest without compromising it. Let me give you somewhat of an extreme example. If I were courting someone and this person sent me a private letter, am I obliged to disclose the details of that message to Mr. Ricky Lo? Do I now have to submit transcripts of our conversations to your lifestyle section? I say this partly in jest to illustrate the importance of finding that balance. But on a more serious note, what if I am given some leads on a matter that prompts me to order an investigation? If my informants are unsure that confidentiality will be maintained, would they be as willing to furnish that information that brought us closer to a solution? we are very close to suggesting a bill that balances the concerns of so many stakeholders and that will truly empower our citizenry towards forming informed decisions consistent with the Constitution. Once this bill is passed into law, the media will have greater access to all kinds of sensitive information. It is incumbent on you to use this access carefully and responsibly. I hope you don't view this as an attack on media. I simply want to give you a gentle reminder. I believe that media can continue strengthening its partnership with the people and with government to elevate the level of public discourse. Partnership does not mean that we want media to be lapdogs of government. At the same time, media shouldn't allow themselves to be used as attack dogs either. Media's ultimate role is to be a watchdog, and I believe this is the balance we want to strike. So from your editor-in-chief, Isaac Belmonte, to your reporter, Ao Calika and Dalon Porcala, I would like to take this opportunity to commend all those who strive to listen to all sides of a story before forming what can be considered a balanced news report. Ito na po yung on the other side of the coin. Of course, reading the opinion section exposes one to a variety of viewpoints. Today in the Philippine Star, there are columnists like Billy Esposo, who is present tonight, who, more often than not, have always been supportive of our efforts. But seemingly, there are more who cannot seem to find anything positive in what we do. By physical weight, you might say that there is a balance, given Billy's girth. Just as Juan de la Cruz needs public servants who do their jobs with honesty and competence, the Filipino people also deserve a media that discerns important issues from trivial stories and personality-driven news. Just as we call on those who lead us to be guided by the best ideals and principles, so must we take it upon ourselves to abide by those same principles. After all, just as elected officials need their political capital, so does the media need its own capital, which is credibility. We are steering our government in a clear direction. We are helping those in need. We are rewarding hard work, and we are making sure that those who do wrong are held accountable. I invite you to work with us. We need your help to encourage media to maintain the highest levels of professionalism, integrity, and truth-telling. Our country's greatest asset is our people. Our goal is to transform our citizenry ravaged by misgovernance, seemingly despondent, if not apathetic, into one that not only dreams of, but is empowered to attain better things, both for themselves and their country. I assure you that as you continue your good work, I will continue mine, following through on what I pledged to our people. Just like the Operation Damayan project that one of your founders, our beloved Tita Betty Go-Belmonte, founded in 1988. The rebuilding of our nation involves all of us. The success of our fellow Filipinos is our success, and so we cannot and we must not rest until we are able to empower each one and Juana de la Cruz. Again, congratulations to the Philippine Star. I am counting on you to remain the publication in which fairness and above all truth prevails. I am looking forward to being invited to your golden anniversary another quarter century from now. I will probably have to reach a ride with Billy Esposo by that time. I am also looking forward to a society where Filipinos can hold their heads high because of the successes our country has achieved. Like the Star of Bethlehem, may the Philippine Star continue to shine the way towards the right path. Thank you and good evening.